Am I the asshole for telling my sister the only reason her BF is with her is because of his fetish? My sister, 25F, and I, 22F, grew up in the Deep South. Both of our parents are severely overweight, and I was a heavy kid growing up too. Everything changed when I left for college and moved to Colorado, being surrounded by a more fitness-focused environment, which motivated me to take better care of myself. Over the next few years, I lost a significant amount of weight, became much healthier, and started paying more attention to my appearance. In fact, last year, I became a personal trainer, and I recently had rhinoplasty to correct a crooked, hump-shaped nose. Not long after, my sister moved to Colorado as well. While we've always been close, she never seemed particularly supportive of the changes I made. She often tells me that I care too much about my appearance and accuses me of being vain. Most of the time, we get along fine, but that topic has always been a source of tension. For context, my sister weighs around 300 pounds. I've offered to help her with fitness and nutrition, but she usually shuts the conversation down by saying that life isn't all about looks. The thing is, I honestly don't care what she looks like. I just want her to be healthy, confident, and happy. Unfortunately, even with my good intentions, her confidence has always been a sensitive topic between us, especially when it comes to dating. Whenever we've gone out together, people have sometimes been cruel. I've overheard comments like, "You two are sisters?" And I've watched strangers openly pay more attention to me while barely acknowledging her. Whenever I notice it happening, I try to stand up for her, but it still takes a toll on her. There have been multiple nights where she's broken down crying and asked me why nobody seems willing to accept her for who she is. Over time, those experiences seemed to make her more resentful of the changes I'd made to my appearance, and a lot of our arguments eventually started revolving around dating and relationships. Then, in January, my boyfriend of 2 years cheated on me. While I was dealing with that, my sister told me that maybe he left because I was too vain and high maintenance. The comment hurt, but I let it go because I didn't have the energy to argue. Around the same time, she started dating someone new. At first, I was genuinely happy for her. She had struggled with dating for years, and I wanted this relationship to work out. But the more time I spent around her boyfriend, the more uncomfortable I became. There was something odd about the way he watched her whenever she ate. He constantly bought her large amounts of unhealthy food and encouraged her to eat more. He would also steer her away from activities she used to enjoy and toward things that mostly revolved around food or sitting at home. As the months passed, my concerns grew. My sister gained a noticeable amount of weight and became increasingly hostile toward me. Meanwhile, her relationship didn't seem particularly healthy. They rarely talked about anything meaningful and mostly just sat around watching TV. Despite dating for months, she still hadn't met any of his friends or family. She would regularly complain that he never posted about her online or publicly acknowledged their relationship. Then, about a month ago, something happened that really worried me. I had a friend over who was familiar with certain online fetish communities. After seeing a picture of my sister's boyfriend, they immediately recognized him from a feeder fetish website. For anyone unfamiliar, a feeder fetish involves someone encouraging another person to gain weight for their own gratification. I didn't tell my sister what my friend had said because I wasn't completely sure, and I didn't want to accuse someone of something that serious without proof. Still, the information stayed in the back of my mind. Fast forward to last week. I recently downloaded a few dating apps, and my sister wanted to see who I had matched with. After scrolling through my profile for a few minutes, she immediately started criticizing me. She told me the only reason I was getting matches was because I was shallow and obsessed with my appearance. She then said that maybe I'd be happier if I stopped caring so much about how I looked. Finally, she compared me to her own relationship. She told me that her boyfriend loved her for her personality, not her appearance, and that attractive women only attract men who care about looks. That was the point where I snapped. I told her that if her boyfriend really was a feeder, then he wasn't putting her well-being first. I said that someone who genuinely loved her wouldn't prioritize a fetish over her health. I also pointed out that after all this time, she still hadn't met his friends or family, and he seemed more interested in encouraging unhealthy habits than building a real relationship with her. She immediately blew up at me. Since then, she hasn't spoken to me. It's been a week, and she's been telling everyone that I'm a horrible person. My parents have taken her side and are now angry with me too. So, am I the asshole?